So hey guys, it's Xiant again. And hasn't it been quite the long time since I put up a video on this channel that was shooter related, or video related at all, and been even longer since I've put up a Battlefield video. And this is one of the last videos, one of the last pieces of footage I have on my account as I go ahead and take a nice big roast of my med kit. I wanted to talk about a couple things, and I hope that I can get to both of them. One of which came up in a Twitter comment. Another one when I just started thinking about it, and I have been thinking about for some time. And at the risk of going on for too long with either of them, I'll simply start with the more recent one. And it is the concept of playing a first-person shooter and having good aim. Because I am by no means a competitive level aimer. If you put me in a competitive setting, Battlefield of course, or Call of Duty I could probably hang with them some of the time, but 9 times out of 10 I would get my ass handed to me. And I know that's true because I've played Call of Duty 4 Pro Mod, and I've seen some of the shit those people pull. It frightens me. Not just their reaction time, but also what they see and the amount of, the ability they have to instantly lock on. Now I can do a fair bit of twitch shooting, a fair bit of locking on and switching between targets. But I'm by no means laser accurate. I have to compensate. It's one of the reasons I don't snipe in first-person shooters, or at least I don't anymore, because I don't have that first shot accuracy that you need if you're going to be a proficient sniper in a game where snipers are one shot to the lower stomach, upper chest, and shoulders and head. The point being is I was curious, and I've always been curious as to whether or not there has been any scientific study learning about what kind of motor skills are developed through playing a fast-paced first-person shooter game. Because I'm really curious to find out how our brain translates on-screen input through our entire bodies down to our arms and our fingertips, such that the one hand is doing WASD or the arrow keys or the number pad or whatever it is you might use to aim with, and then our right hand is doing something completely different. It's moving all around. I know some gamers use their entire arms, and because they're on very low sensitivity, so they have to use that entire right or even left arm if they're left-handed. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the brain is in control of that? And how is it, and it's a learned skill, right? We don't simply pick up being great at a first-person shooter if you're like me and you're not fantastic at them. And I suppose it's like any sort of learned skill, like throwing a baseball, or shooting a basketball, or swinging a golf club. I imagine that these are all skills that simply you acquire through experience, right? But I'd really be curious as to what the brain actually looks like when you're playing a first-person shooter. What parts of the brain are being used? What parts of the motor centers are being used? And are they being used differently than they would be if you were throwing a ball, or shooting a basketball, or swinging a golf club, or throwing a baby up in the air and catching it? All of these motor skills, I would love to see a brain scan just so I have the ability to know what my brain is doing, because that fascinates me. It absolutely fascinates me that we can learn these skills and one hand can be almost completely stationary and it's just the tips of the fingers moving. And the other hand is not just the hand, but the forearm, the arm at the shoulder, and even the shoulder itself. That entire appendage is moving. What exactly is going on up there? I really want to know, simply because I'm curious. Because our brains are these fascinating machines, and video games and technology in general is starting to change the way our brains work, both mechanically and chemically. And for some reason, because I love games and I think too much about games, I want to know if these games are changing our brains in any evolutionary way. Now, the problem is, of course, that acquired traits are not transferable. You do not give your children acquired traits. You are born with a naturally fast or slow set of reflexes. You are born with, as I am, bad sight. you are born with, as people I know are, bad joints, bad bones, bad teeth. And so that I'm good at a video game is indicative that for some people I am better simply because of my genetics. But are these acquired traits changing the way our personal brains actually function? And if they are, in what way is this happening? Because, I know I'm starting to ramble a little bit, I want to get to my second topic, but like I say, it's just something that absolutely fascinates me. Simply because shooters are this whole new way of moving. By not moving, our bodies are not actually moving, and yet we get the sensation, and our brains translate the movement of our character in the 3D game space into something that's understandable and actable, something the brain can actually act on. When it's just the fingers moving, it assumes that more of our body is moving. So if you're a scientist in the comments and you happen to be watching my video, please give me some of your neuro knowledge. And to flip the topic completely backwards, I want to talk about advanced warfare in a Battlefield video. I know, but I don't want to talk about the game itself. A YouTuber named Fredo put out a comment on Twitter saying that advanced warfare looks like it's going like it. He basically said, the more Call of Duty gets away from the Quake engine, the more it looks like it's playing on the Quake engine. And what he means basically is that Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, with its dashes and its double jumps and its crazy amounts of movement ability, is getting back to the way that Quake 3 Arena would have worked, which is of course what the Call of Duty 2 engine was based off of. And what he says is ironic, because the Call of Duty engine has been iterated upon time and time again, but there are still tons and tons of Quake code left. If you go into Modern Warfare 3 or even Ghosts, and you try out some of the Quake bugs like strafe jumping, wall running, and by that I mean running alongside a wall so that you move a little bit faster, frame perfect jumps, frame rate jumps, things like that, these are still all in the game, because it's all still the Infinity Ward engine, which is based in Quake 3. Now, Sledgehammer Games has made the claim that their game runs on an engine that has a few lines of Quake code, but has been rebuilt from the ground up, which they've said every single time. But if it's true, if indeed this is as close to a new engine as we have ever come with a Call of Duty title, but it feels and looks and plays more like the game that spawned it, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Personally, I mean, Quake is a great baseline to go on, and I've made I claim in another video that will either be on PTG soonish, or not already is by the time this video goes up, that Advanced Warfare takes a lot of cues from a lot of other games. And I would say that it does, and I would say it even takes a lot of cues from the game that spawned the Call of Duty series, Quake. And while I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, I think it's a move. Whether that move works, I don't know yet, because we haven't played the game yet, and no one's had a chance to check out and see if the Quake code's been transferred over. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Again, if you have any answers or any thoughts about the questions I raised in this video, please feel free to add them. Thanks for watching, guys, again, and I'll see you next time.